A very good morning and Jai Hind, children. Welcome to chemistry class. Children, as you know that we have completed the chapter sorting materials into groups. Children, I have seen many of the notebooks yesterday that you have sent in the group. Children, many of you have made the mistake in the name of chapter. The spelling should be S-O-R-T-I-N-G, sorting. Sorting means to assemble into a similar properties, to arrange into a similar properties. That is called sorting. Okay. So the spelling should be S-O-R-T-I-N-G. Please check your notebook. Those who have made a mistake in the spelling, please correct it. And children, I have still not seen many of the notebooks. Many of you have not completed their work or not. Please do complete your work, children, because we are going to have another test of yours. So please complete your work, otherwise you will end up in a problem. Alright, so today, children, as we have done all the exercise of the chapter, we have done everything. Today, children, we will revise this chapter, sorting materials into groups, and I'll make you underline the important lines from the book. Okay, so please be ready with your science book and pencil, and do underline the important lines of this chapter. Okay, so I am quickly going to share the PDF of the chapter. Please be ready with your pencil. So I'll mark with the highlighter in this book, and you will mark with your pencil in your book. Alright, so let's start with it. So this chapter number 4, sorting materials into group. Please open your book. Open page number 34. Let's start from the beginning. Alright. So the first topic was, what are things made up of? So children, in this paragraph, the important keywords are, first you should know what is material. Okay. So what is material? Materials are used to make different kinds of things or objects we use. Please underline this line. Materials are used to make different kinds of objects, things or objects we use. Please underline this. This is material. Alright. So the various substances or things are made up of different substances. These substances are called material. Alright. Then we have three different properties of material, or three different criteria through which the objects are made. So the first criteria, please tick over it. This is important. Same material can be used to make different kind of things. Same material can be used to make different kind of things, like the tiffin box. Tiffin is also made up of steel. Spoon is also made up of steel. Plates are also made up of steel, whereas knife and utensils are also made up of steel. So steel is one material, and from this one material many objects can be made. Alright, many things can be made. So this is the first point. This is important. Coming on to next point. This is also important. Please tick over it. So same object can be made from different kinds of material. Even the same object can be made up of different kind of materials. Like we have taken the example of tumbler. So tumbler can even be made from steel, it can even be made from paper, it can even be made from plastics. Alright, it can even be made from copper. So one object can be made from different materials, and one material can be used to make different objects. These are the 2 points that are important. Then the third point important is here, several objects can be made from a combination of several materials. So एक ऑब्जेक्ट कई मटेरियल्स के कॉम्बिनेशन से भी बन सकता है. Alright, so these 3 points are important. Now children, this is very important. This how materials are alike is very important. So we have here 2 points. So the two things that are alike in all the materials are, first, all materials occupy space, and second, all materials have mass. Please do underline these 2 lines. Please underline all materials occupy space, and please underline all materials have mass. Underlined? And then you should know what is the definition of volume. Alright, so what is the definition of volume? The amount of space something occupies is called its volume. So this also you should know. Okay. Now what is the definition of matter? This is important. Anything that occupies space and has mass is called matter. This is important. Examples you know. And here what is not matter is also important. So what is not matter? Feeling of love or sadness do not occupy space and do not have any mass. So they are not matter. This is important. Now please underline these lines. Whatever I am highlighting here, you should underline in your book. Okay, these lines are important. Now coming on to next, we have what is matter made up of. So here the important thing is what is see. So in this topic we have talked about atoms, we have talked about molecules, elements and compounds, isn't it? So now let's go through the definition of all the things. So here children, this line is very important. That is, the smallest particles are atoms are called element. Whose smallest particles are atoms are called element. Children, the question can come, what is the smallest particle of atom? So the smallest particle, what is the smallest particle of element? So smallest particle of element is atom. This you should know. Example you should know. Examples are iron, gold, hydrogen and oxygen. Okay, this is important. Please underline it. Then what is compound? This is important, children. The smallest particle of a compound is a molecule. This you should underline. The smallest particle of a compound is a molecule. It is at page number 35. So please underline this. The smallest particle of a compound is a molecule. Okay. Now you know what is compound. What is compound? Substances such as water which are made up of two or more elements are called compounds. This is important. Okay. Now coming on to next page. Please turn over the page. Coming on to the next page. What is important here? So underline this line. We know there are about 118 different elements. So question can come like, we know 118 different what? Elements, compounds, molecule, atoms. So the correct answer will be, we know there are 118 different elements. Alright. Then coming on to next here, coming to here, what is classification? Classification is important. So what is classification? So if we talk about classification, we'll go through the diagram or we'll go to the definition of classification. That is, grouping together things with similar properties is called classification. Grouping together things with similar properties is called classification. Got it? This line is important here. Children, here also there are some examples of compounds and elements given. You should underline it. So examples of compounds are sugar, chalk, vinegar, salt, water are compounds. So please underline this line. Okay. Whereas here, come to here, this definition list examples of elements. Some common examples of elements are hydrogen, oxygen, chlorine, zinc, helium, sodium, silicon, silver. This is important. Underline this line. These are the examples. These are the examples of element, and here we have an example of compound. Okay. Then definition of classification is important. Then we know that we classify all the things. We classify living as well as non-living things. Biotic as well as abiotic components, both we classify. Alright, it is not that only living things are classified. Even non-living things can also be classified. Okay. Then moving ahead. Children, you should learn this oral question answer. Please go through oral question answers. Then properties of materials are very, very, very important. So first, appearance, it's okay. Shine, luster. Luster is very important. You should know that luster is nothing but shine. So if any material is having shine, that is called a luster. So question can come like, you have two things. You have wood, you have spoon. So which is having a lustrous property? So you will be answering spoon. Okay. So spoon is having a lustrous property, that is made up of steel. Alright. Silk cloth is having a lustrous property, then the cotton cloth. So any material that is having a shine is called as lustrous property. Okay. And this line is also important. At times what happens, this iron rod loses its luster. Alright. Iron rod loses its luster because of exposure to air and water. That a coating of brown coating appears over the iron nail. Alright. So if we rub the sandpaper over that rusted iron nail, what will happen? The shine of iron rod will come again. Okay. So this is important here. Then coming on to next property, that is texture. So if we talk about texture, so basically texture is the feel different when you touch them. So whenever you are touching any surface, whether it is smooth, whether it is soft, whether it is hard, whether it is shiny or slippery, this feeling of touch is called texture. Got it? For example, hard, smooth, wool is soft and rough. So this is texture. Moving ahead, we have states. This is very, 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 very important, kids. States are very, very, very important. Okay. So we know that there are three basic states of matter, that is solid, liquid and gas. Isn't it? So what is the difference between these three? This is very important. Solid do not easily change their shape and volume. Liquid change shape but not volume. Children, quickly tell me, what are the examples of solids? So the example of solid can be wood, it can be table, it can be any such material that cannot change its shape. Okay. Liquid can change its shapes but not volume. So again I gave you the example. We have a jar full with water or milk, anything. So again what you will do, you will pour the same amount of water or milk in the glass tumbler. So the shape will change. The liquid will attain the shape of the glass tumbler, but the volume will remain fixed. जितना दूध, जितना पानी उस कंटेनर में है, उतना ही पानी उस ग्लास में होगा. Alright. So the volume does not change, whereas shape can change. So this is liquid. Okay. Coming on to gases. Gases can change their shape also. It can change their volume also. Okay. So these are three states: solid, liquid and gas. And this is, children, very important. Change their shape and volume and everything. Now why such changes occurs? Because of the arrangement of molecules. Because of the molecules that are present in such substances, they are having a different types of arrangements. Now what are the arrangements? So please underline these lines. In solid, molecules are very tightly packed. Okay. In liquid, the molecules are less tightly packed. In gases, the molecules are so far apart that there is hardly any attraction between them. So these lines are important, kids. And rest you know that it has a fixed shape and it has a definite volume. So this is important here, definite shape and definite volume. Alright. Then we have the molecules in a liquid are not fixed. Okay, so liquids are not rigid and do not have definite shape. Okay, gases no fixed shape nor volume. So please underline these lines. These lines are important. Okay. Children, this table, please go through this table once. Please go through this table. We have different properties. Then we have solid, liquid and gas. So shape for solid is definite. For liquid and gases, they are not definite. Volume, definite, definite. For gases, volume is not definite. Attraction between the molecules. Solid, very strong. Liquid, not very strong. Gases, negligible. Okay. So you can see slowly and gradually things are like becoming negligible. Okay. Now spaces between the molecule, tightly packed, less tightly packed, far apart. Position of molecule, fixed, not fixed, move around freely. So these are the important points. Children, please go through this chapter. If in any case you are coming across any kind of doubt, please do ask in the group. Okay. So this is solid, liquid and gas differences. This table is also important. Okay. Children, please fill this table so you can differentiate what are miscible and immiscible liquid. So let's see here. Then we have the solubility in water. Okay, so solubility in water. So we have two kinds of mixtures. We have miscible and we have immiscible. Miscible liquids which mix with each other are called miscible. Underline this line. At page number 40, please underline this line. Liquids which mix with each other are called miscible liquids. Liquids that do not mix with each other are called immiscible liquids. Please underline these two lines. Children, we have already read this chapter. We have completed everything. So today I am just making you underline the important points of this chapter. Please read the complete chapter. If you are coming across any kind of doubt, if you are not able to understand any single point or any single line, please do ask in the group or whenever we are having the interactive Zoom class. So please do ask your doubts. Okay. So what is miscible and what is immiscible? जो mix हो जाते हैं उनको हम miscible कहते हैं, जो mix नहीं होते हैं उनको हम immiscible कहते हैं. Even gases can also mix with water. Okay. So they are called miscible. Got it? Then we have another property, that is density, floating or sinking. So because of the density of the substance, we can say whether the substance is like substance can float or it will sink down. Alright, so by this property we can say whether the substance is floating or sinking, or by seeing the substance or seeing the object that whether it is floating or getting sinked, we can tell the density of it. Here children, in this topic we are comparing the density of any object from the density of water. Okay, अगर density water की density से ज़्यादा है तो that substance will sink, isn't it? If the density of a substance or the object is less than that of water, the object will float. Alright. So here the concept is same. Like if you drop an iron nail, I'll just quickly come to this line. Okay. First of all, you should know that what is the definition of density. So the definition of density is the mass per unit volume of a substance is known as density. So please underline this line. The mass per unit volume of a substance is known as its density. Done. Then See, a substance which is denser than water, substance जिसकी डेंसिटी वाटर की डेंसिटी से ज्यादा है, वो क्या करेगा, वो सिंक कर जाएगा. सो विल सिंक इन वाटर. सिंक मतलब होता है डूब जाना. ओके. एंड अ सब्सटेंस which is less dense than water will float on water. Okay, वो क्या करेगा, पानी में तैरेगा. Got it? So that was about density. That is important. Okay. Now coming on to the last property, that is transparency. Okay. So what is transparency? So this we have seen that overall we have three types of objects. We have transparent, we have opaque, we have translucent object. So what is transparent? So the transparent object is that object जिसके थ्रू हम बहुत क्लियरली देख सकते हैं, उसको हम बोलते हैं ट्रांसपेरेंट. ओके, जिसके थ्रू हम क्लियरली देख सकते हैं, that substance or those objects are called transparent object. And if we talk about the science behind it, so what is it? Through a transparent object, the light can pass through completely. So if through any object you can see clearly, it is because that light can pass through it completely. Okay. Then what are opaque object? Opaque object is just opposite of transparent object. In transparent object, the light passes through completely, whereas in opaque object, light cannot pass through. Alright, and hence through any opaque object, we cannot see through that. Got it? So if no light can pass through, it is opaque. And what about translucent? If light can pass through partially, if light can pass through partially, it is called translucent object. थोड़ा सा दिख रहा है, थोड़ा सा नहीं दिख रहा है, थोड़ी लाइट पास हो रही है, थोड़ी सी लाइट पास नहीं हो रही है, so it is called translucent. Got it? We cannot see through translucent objects. We cannot see through these translucent object, like for example frosted glass used in the bathroom window. So have you ever seen the bathroom window? The glasses that are there in bathroom windows are not completely transparent. We cannot see through it. Alright, like partially we can see light is there, we can see whether it is a daylight or night, we can see that, but the objects that are present there, we cannot see it. So light is passing partially. Okay, that is translucent object. Okay, children, you should know the examples of these objects also. Okay, transparent object, glasses are transparent. Translucent, frosted glass. Opaque, any object, take any object, that is opaque. Okay. Children, there was one question that how you can make any paper translucent. How you can make any paper translucent. So, if you want to make any paper translucent, what you will do? You will drop few amount of, like you will put a few drops of oil over the paper, 2-3 drops of oil over the paper, and then you will see that the paper has become translucent. Got it? So this is translucent object, how you can make translucent object. And here examples are given. So water when clear, that is clear water, is also a transparent material. Air is transparent, but if there is dusky air, if there is dirty air, that is not transparent. Okay, if air is dirty, if there is a dust or a sand in that, that air is not transparent, but a pure air is transparent. Got it? So clear water is a transparent material. Okay. So matters can be classified on the basis of whether it is transparent, translucent or opaque. Got it? So that was about this chapter, children. Please go through this chapter, read this chapter completely, fully, and if you come across any kind of doubt, please do ask in the group, okay? Otherwise you will not get any chance. Now oral questions are very important. Please learn all the oral questions, okay? Then these new words, what is matter, what is classification, what is density is important, okay? Children, this choose the most appropriate answer is very, very, very important, okay? Please do learn all of these, okay? In next Zoom interactive class, I'll ask the questions from this, okay? Please do learn all the exercises. Choose the most appropriate answer and very short answer questions. Short answer questions and long answer question. Questions can come from anywhere. Okay. Please do complete your work, those who have not done it, and those who have done it, start learning, read the chapter. If you come across any kind of doubt, children, please do ask in the group, okay? And one more thing, like we in the week we used to have 2 classes of chemistry, like today and tomorrow, but tomorrow we'll study biology and day after tomorrow also we'll go through biology, okay? So that was it, children. Please complete your chapter. Please underline the things that I have made you underline. These lines are very, very, very important. Questions can come from anywhere. It can come from within the chapter. It can come from the back of the chapter. Please complete and start studying. Alright. So that's all for today, children. Thank you and Jai Hind.